In this video, we're going to see how you can deploy your Streamlit application to a VPS server and have a SSL certificate added to your application to host this on your custom domain and make it start automatically when the server is rebooting. So if you don't know, Streamlit, it's a framework that will help you build an UI to your Python application easily. Streamlit is also offering an hosting alternative in their community cloud, which is free, and you can deploy it from GitHub. But this free option has some limitations, like the fact that you don't have the options to add your own domain. You cannot scale it up. You have only 1 GB of memory. It will inactivate your application. And in this video, we're going to see how you can deploy your Streamlit application directly to your VPS server. And yeah, it will be a more long tutorial. I will not trim it. In case you are interested to see how you can deploy the Streamlit application to a VPS, just follow along. I will create also a tutorial in here with all the steps that we're going to run and everything. And yeah, let's get started. The first thing that we are going to need is to have a VPS. And for this, you have multiple options from where you can choose, but I am using Hesner because it's offering good performance at good prices. And in here, I will just go and create a server. For this, I will choose the USA data center. I will choose Ubuntu. I will choose the Intel, and I will choose the smallest shape. It should be no problem. For this purpose, I will choose my key, and then I will provide a name to this, and I will put my name like Streamlit. Just to be simple, I will hit create and buy now, and this will start spin off VPS for us. This should take about 1 minute or 2, and this VPS, it will be used to store our Streamlit application. Let's wait for this to finish. Okay, looks like this is finished. So right now the next thing that we need to do is to log into the server, and I'll put it like this. I have here a terminal, and what we should do is to open the terminal, and we're going to log in with our key and the IP address of the server. Okay, so right now we're logged into our server, and we will start following the tutorial, and I will explain you what will happen in here. The first thing that we'll need to do is to go and update the server to the latest packages. So this command sudo apt update and sudo apt -c upgrade, it will fetch and install the latest packages. So we have our server up to date. This will take about from a couple of seconds to a minute or 2. It should be fast. Okay, in here I will just hit enter. Okay, so right now the server is updated. The next thing to do is to add swap to our server. Right now the server is not having any swap. If you're running top, you'll see in here that we don't have any swap added. And I have here the steps. This will create a 2 GB swap file. So if you're using a bigger server with more memory, you should increase the swap size for this. But for this small shape, 2 GB should be more than enough. So right now the swap should be added, and this will be also added when the server is rebooted automatically. So you see in here that the swap is added. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is to install the pip in here, because this we are going to use to install our requirements and the Streamlit, and I will just install it. Okay, enter in here. So right now pip, it's installed, and you can install also Streamlit if you want to right now, but I'm not going to do that. I will just install Streamlit after, when I will put my project in here. The next thing that we'll need to do is to go and create a user. I don't want to run the application under the root user. I want to have a dedicated user for my application to be more secure. and put the files in there. So I will just run the command the user add -m Streamlit. It will be the user, and this will add the user and create a home where I will put my Streamlit application. And right now the user is added and it's created. And the next thing that we're going to do is to go into the user that we just created. You can put whatever user you want. Basically, sudo su minus the username is the command that will allow you to move to the user that was just created. So right now we're on the user. You see that we have the user in here, and you have a home for your user. And in here, the next thing to do is to create a directory where we're going to store our application or applications, and this command will create a directory in the home of the user called Streamlit app. So you see in here that it's just making a directory under home called Streamlit app. I will hit enter, and right now we should have the directory in here. You see that also it moved the locations to the application that we just created. And right now we should have a Streamlit application. For this I will use GitHub, and I will fetch one test repository that I have from there. This is the repository, and to do this I will just copy this because this is public. It's an application that it's working with Google Gemini API. And let's go and clone this. So git clone, and this, if this is a public one, you just fetch the URL in here. You can use SFTP or other options to move your application in here if you don't want to host it on GitLab, but this is just to demonstrate how this is working. And right now we should have the Streamlit tools in here, and let's go. And the next thing is to go and navigate to our repository, and to do that I will just do cd, and the name it's Streamlit tools, and in here you see that I will have the files. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so you see that I have the file with requirements in here, a readme, I have some pages, and I have the application that it's using Streamlit to run. And right now what we should do is to go and install the requirements, and if you check this file, you'll see in here that I have a requirements file. Let me copy this. And in the requirements file, I have some packages that this application needs to use, including the Streamlit. And next we're going to run the pip command that it will install all of these packages for us under this user and project. So pip install -l and the requirements.txt. And right now this will go and run the package installations. Basically all of these details, it will be installed under this user in the local bin. You see here some warning messages, but you don't need to worry about this because the details will be added automatically into the path. So right now you see that you have some warnings here where the bin files for all of this were located. But if you go and check the profile options, you will see that this local bin is added to your path. And what we need to do right now is just to source this, or if you don't want to source it, you just log in and log out. And right now we should have the details added to our profile. And right now we should run these applications to see that it's working. And to run it, we just run streamlit run and the Python name for our application. In my case, it was app.py. And you see that right now the Streamlit started, and if we're going to go and check this URL, we should have a fully functional application. let me make this bigger so you see that this is the Streamlit application. In here you have the sidebar, you have the pages, you can import your API key and so on. So yeah, this is just a demonstration of an application. And okay, right now the application it's working. And the next thing that we need to do is to make sure that this application will start automatically and run in the background, and in case the server is rebooted, to start automatically. So what I will do, I will just exit this here, and to manage the Streamlit process, we're going to use PM2. Basically, this is a node package manager that will allow us to run this application in the background and start it automatically. And what we're going to do next is to install the Node.js application, and we need to go under root to install this. So I will exit, and then I will be directed to the root. And in here, from the deb resources, I have the scripts that I'm going to run and install the latest release, the stable one for Node, which is 20. By default, if you're trying to install without this, you will have the Node 12. So I don't want to have all the version of Node, I want to have the 20, the last version. And I will just copy this and I will just run this. And right now Node, it will be installed, so we can install the PM2 on our VPS. Let's hit enter in here. Okay, so right now the node should be installed, and right now we should be able to install the PM2 for this. And to do this, we are just going to run the sudo npm install PM2 latest -g global to install it everywhere. And you see that the installation is going. Okay, so right now it's installed. In here it will just tell us that the npm has a new version. You can update it if you want. I will not going to do this right now. So right now the next thing that we're going to do is to go again under the Streamlit user, because there we want to run the application. So to do that, I will just gonna do sudo su -streamlit, the name of the user. Okay, so right now I'm under the user, and right now we should run the command with the full path for adding it to the Streamlit. So in here you will just need to take the full path where you have stored the application. And let me do just that. And right now I am in the application, and what we're going to do is to alter this command and use that path. And in here you see that, okay, let me put this into a text file and edit it there directly. Or what I can do is to copy just like this. Okay, then I will put the path, my application. Let me copy this. You can also use bash, which is more easy to use if you want. And right now I'll put it like this, and I will put, basically I need to get the name. So it will be app.py. I will close the command, and then I will just give a name to my application for PM2. And right now, if we're going to run enter, you will see that this application, it has been started into the background. And if you're going to refresh this again, you will see that it's working because it's starting in the background by PM2. The next thing that we are going to do is to make sure that this application will start automatically when we're going to reboot our server. And to do this, we're going to run the PM2 startup under the user. So right now we have a command that PM2 provided to us that we are going to need to run under root, or in case you have sudo on this user, you can run it directly with sudo, but I don't. So I will just exit this and I will just run this command. Okay, so right now the details have been added, and what we need to do is to log in again to with the user. And right now I will just hit save, so this to be saved. So let's see if this is running. So if you do a PM2 list, you should have the application, and right now if you do the PM2 save, this will save it under your user under .pm2 dump with the running processes. So right now if we're going to reboot the server, you will see that the application, it will start automatically. Also you have in here some commands that you can use. So let's reboot the server and make sure that the application is running. After the reboot it's done. So let me exit and do a reboot with root. So yeah, right now we should wait for a minute or two for the server to be rebooted, and afterwards we can go and see if the application is running under our user. It should be brought up automatically by the PM2. And let me try to log in to see if the server is up. Okay, the server is up. I will go under the Streamlit user, and if I run PM2 list, I should have the application started. You see in here that right now the application is started. If I run uptime, I will see that the server was just rebooted. And again, you should check to see if the application is working. I'll just go in here. Okay, and you see that the application it's working right now. It's up and running. So right now we've added the application to the server, and we can access with the server IP and the port. The next thing that we need to do is to add this application to a domain or a subdomain, so it can be used like this. For this, I will going to use Cloudflare and Cloudflare Tunnels to have this application running. Usually I prefer Cloudflare because it's offering protection. You have a free firewall that you can use. You have a CDN that will make your application faster. You have DDoS protection in case someone will try to attack your application. So you have all of these things offered for free by Cloudflare, and for this we are going to use Cloudflare Tunnels. So if you go to your Zero Trust in the tunnels, what we are going to do in here, which is just to create a new tunnel for this. And in here I will put a tunnel name. It will be Streamlit. And I will save the tunnel. And in here, let me make this bigger. And in here you see that you have some options that you can use to install the tunnel on your server. And for this I will going to use Debian and choose the 64 bits. And in here you see that you have some commands that we are going to install the Cloudflare D package and allow us to link this tunnel to our server. And I will just going to do that. And I will go in here and paste the commands. I need to be in root for this. So let me start this. So right now the installation will be done, and in the end this should be installed. And right now if we go and check the connectors in here, I will see that I have a connector with the server added. I will click next, and right now we'll be prompted to go and choose the application. And in here you can choose the domain, or you can use a subdomain for this. I will just going to use a subdomain, and in here I will just use I will put a Streamlit to my subdomain just for you to demonstrate, and I will choose a domain from here. I will choose the domain that I have. So we choose the HTTP for this, and in here I will go and choose the server IP. I'll just copy it from here. I will go and add it, and I'll add the port in here. 8501 is the port that Streamlit it's running. By default, you can change this if you want. I will click save host names. And then right now, if we go back to the tunnels, we should have a Streamlit tunnel in here that it's working. And let me copy this. Right now, you should have the domain or the subdomain added. So if we're going to run streamlit.bdos.ro, you should be redirected to your application. So you see that you have right now an application that it's fully functional. It's using a domain, it's using a SSL certificate, and so on, and it is proxied through Cloudflare Tunnels, which is secure. You can go and make some customization in Cloudflare if you want for your domain. But yeah, right now you should have this up and running. And another test that we can do to make sure that everything is running, we can just reboot everything and see if this will start automatically, and the domain will work after the reboot. We should wait for a couple of minutes for the server to start. Let's see if I can log into the server. Okay, the server is just started. And right now I should go and try to see if the application is accessible. And you see that the application is accessible, everything started automatically. In case something happens to the server, the application will start automatically. I hope you enjoyed the video. In case you like what you have seen, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.